Greg Webb lost his home on the New South Wales south coast in the 2019 Black Summer bushfires. He's rebuilding to new resilient guidelines that came about after the Bushfire Royal Commission. He joins me now from his property at Lake Conjola. Greg Webb, thank you so much for your time. Now, this house originally you helped build in 1964 as a 9-year-old, is that right?
Yeah, that's right, Karina. Thank you for coming to our beautiful Lake Conjola and the house that's we're putting together now. I was a 9-year-old boy with my uncle and my father put this house together, and I was a 65-year-old boy when I wasn't a very good firefighter and it burnt down. So tried my best, but didn't really. It just really hit us very hard.
Yeah, what happened on New Year's Eve in 2019?
I was 10:30 in the morning. Was just sitting downstairs doing some invoices, and my wife said to me, "Aren't you going to go and finish that pergola?" I said, "No, I'm just going to sit here and keep an eye on the fires. They're up at Bend a Long Way." I said, "But we'll be fine. You know, we'll be right." 18 minutes later, I'm in full firefighting mode, trying to protect my home, and it just changed my life. The last 4 years have been quite a journey. It was the crests and troughs and the grieving and the loss, but now it's all post-traumatic growth. I'm building this fabulous, resilient home that I've researched, studied. Resilient Building Council of Australia have done a lot of work with me with it, and all the materials I'm using are cutting edge, and I'm quite excited about it. Wouldn't like to be doing it for anyone else, but for me, it's an incredible journey.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about your rebuild in a moment, but the government has funded this app that we've just been hearing about to test the bushfire resilience of a home. You've been testing it. How does it work?
What happens? A person is interested in trying to get a rating on their house, a resilience rating. They can answer a series of questions, and all these questions, they don't have to get up ladders, don't have to get up on the roof, and they get a rating of from 1 to 5, and that gives them a resilience rating. And one of the most important things that I've realised while I've been going through the process of doing some testing on it is that people stand there as we're going through the questions, they become far more aware of how well resilient their home is, or unfortunately how little resilient it is. So it's a great opportunity for people to get an understanding of their property, and for very small changes, and not like the sort of money I've got to spend to rebuild, they can do some improvements that some of it doesn't even cost anything, but it's just being educated. Being aware and educated is such an important part in being fire resilient, building and maintaining resilient homes. So yeah, that's what the app's all about.
So you talked earlier about all of the research that you've done in rebuilding your home. Tell us a little bit about that process, about the research and now where you're at in the rebuild.
Karina, I've been in the building game a long time, and I've always been one to question, and it was really important to me to get an understanding that if I was going to rebuild, one, the amount of money I had insured for wasn't enough, and it's costing us a big chunk of money out of our life savings to build this to a resilient level. But from the day we lost the house, that's when I researched, and because I'm so over building standards and building materials, I went, we've got to be building better. So everything that I chose, everything that I researched to rebuild this home, all aligns with a project called the Fortis House, put together by the Resilient Building Council. And it's all about, you know, learning how to build a house that is got resilient features in it right from the very start. Embers attack is the most serious part when your house is faced with a fire coming to it. If you can seal up your house, if you can put glass wool bats in your roof, I'm putting a fire wrap right around the house. I'm putting tanks under the house. There's a photo of the house there. In that room downstairs, there's a tank room I've actually built. So my tanks are protected. My roof is all to the Nash standards. I'm using Hebel power floor. I'm really gone to another level, and it's been quite a journey. And people don't quite get that it's taken me 4 years to get here, or it'll be close to 4 years by December. But we're 6, 7 months out now and we'll be in, and I'm very proud and very humbled by what I've learned and what I've been able to achieve. And if I can make a mark on making people more aware of resilient building, no matter what level of BEL rating you're at, I think I've done my job. I'm very passionate about it, Karina.
Yeah, you're a pretty remarkable fellow, Greg Webb. Thanks so much for sharing
No,
your story with us.
thank you for having me.